Why, hello there. It's your boy, Fredo, for real. So, I wanted to try something different for this video, and I suddenly felt the urge to draw a realistic Perry the Platypus. I was inspired by North of the Border. He makes a lot of realistic sculptures, and they all look incredible, so go support him. Not that he needs me to shout him out. If anything, I need him to shout me out. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. As much as I love doing animations, it's pretty time consuming and I miss just drawing a simple picture. So, here I am. Actually, there's a whole bunch of new things that I want to do on this channel so I can freshen things up, you know? I won't go into too much detail for now because I want to keep it a surprise, so you'll just have to wait and see. But don't worry, I'll still upload animation videos. In fact, I have one in the works right now, but it may take a little while to come out. I would love to just crank out content for you guys, but I'm a busy guy, what can I say? So for now, just enjoy this music that came with the editing app. Don't worry, the artist is credited in the description. I actually didn't like where Perry the Platypus was positioned, so I decided to shift him a little to the left. I achieved this by measuring his width and the width of the borders. Then I marked out the spots and just redrew him where I wanted him to be. This part was a bit tedious, but I think it was worth it. I also took this opportunity to reposition his limbs.
One, two, three, four!
After readjusting the limbs, I moved on to the beak, which took several attempts to get right, and it was a bit frustrating. But there isn't really much to say about the beak, so I'll just keep talking about Phineas and Ferb as a whole. With that said, I wouldn't say that Phineas and Ferb is one of my favorite shows, but I do like it. Funnily enough, I actually didn't like this show too much at first. I'm not sure why though. Maybe I felt too much secondhand embarrassment for Candace, who knows. But a bit later, the show grew on me, especially the later seasons. I heard that there's gonna be a reboot in the future, which I have mixed feelings about. I could go into a lot of detail, but to summarize, I think that there are just too many reboots nowadays, and the finale for the show was pretty good, and I don't want them to ruin it. Whether this show gets rebooted or not, I'll always appreciate it for its excellent jokes, creative inventions, likable characters, and songs. As a matter of fact, as much as I like the music selection for this app, I would have liked to play some Phineas and Ferb songs for this video, but you know, if I did that, Disney's legal team would come for my throat. I wonder if they would like this drawing though. Off camera, I added the eyes and neck fat. I forgot to record that part, so sorry about that. I will try to refrain from that mistake in the future. Unfortunately though, it will happen a few more times throughout this video. And now, it's time for me to add his iconic fedora. After drawing the fedora, it was time for me to finish the hands and feet. It took a few tries, but after a while, I was satisfied with the result. So, I made a few adjustments off camera. Again, I'm sorry. With that said, I repositioned Perry's beak, added a bow tie to his fedora, and shortened the legs because they were freakishly long. And now, to paint him. I painted him too. There really isn't much to say here.
She calls me day and night. I'm sorry girl, you just don't make me feel right. I never meant to make you cry, you were right. Just leave me be, I'm not gonna put up a fight. And every time you wake up feeling worse and then you check the time. It's never what it feels like, just throw me a dime.
So off camera, I painted his beak, hands, and feet. But don't worry, I recorded the parts where I shaded them. Some of the parts. So I painted his fedora off camera.
What else is new?
But I wasn't too happy with the result. It's because I just could not get the right shade of brown for his hat. I spent over an hour trying to get the right color, but I just couldn't take it anymore, and I just gave up. But after that unfortunate waste of time, I moved on to painting the fedora's ribbon thing and shaded the beak, the hands, and feet. Luckily, these turned out much better.
You put down the phone. You've nowhere to go. Get back on the road. Yeah, it's so line, the red stop sign. No room to go slower. You do it today.
After that, it was time to add a fade to the fur and add some shading. This part went pretty smooth. Smoothly? It went well.
guess you're really good at saying what you mean. Suppress my feelings, 'cause I know what's best for me. Feel short of confidence, my hands begin to shake. I thought I knew you, but I barely knew your name. Porcelain stuck to your teeth, you got everything.
I added spots on his stomach for some variation, but then I decided that I didn't like them, so I just ended up removing them.
And I can't believe how I've been let down again and again and again. And I'm paranoid, it's under my skin.
I then added some shading and depth to the fedora. I still couldn't get the colors right, but I was not gonna waste another few hours mixing paint. You guys understand, right? And now it's finally time for my favorite part, adding the outline. I'm just a sucker for thick black outlines. I don't know what it is about them, but I just really like how they look. They give so much flair to your art, you know? Your art looks stale, boom, add a black outline, and now it's stylized. And yes, I used a bunch of thin Sharpies for the whole thing because that's all I have at the moment. After outlining everything, I drew the eyes, but I didn't add the pupils yet. I wanted to fix the beak before I did that. As you're about to see, my first attempt to add the pupils did not go well. I dipped the tip of my brush into the white paint and placed it on the black dots, but I messed up and Perry looked like he had been possessed by a demon. So I just painted them white at the moment and went back to fixing the beak, hands, feet, and tail. Alright, now back to the eyes. I decided to draw over the white parts with the Sharpie, which only helped a little bit. So I had to very carefully paint the thin area around the pupil with my brush for one of the eyes. Before I fixed the other eye, I fixed the tail and the beak. After that, I was ready to tackle the other eye. For this part, I tried the same trick as earlier, which sort of worked. However, all I had to do was adjust it with a Sharpie, and afterwards, I was finally done. And with that, thank you so much for watching this. Despite the issues I had, this was a lot of fun to make. If you guys would like to see me draw more realistic versions of cartoon characters, please let me know in the comments and feel free to let me know who you would like me to draw. That's all I'd like to say, so if you haven't done so, please drop a like and subscribe. With that said, hasta luego muchachos!